So today the story of David and Goliath continues. After coming to King Saul and offering himself as the unlikely candidate for single combat warrior against the Philistinian giant, having screwed up the courage to step over his brothers and around his father, and away from his beloved sheep herd, Saul puts his own armor on David, who is without arms, and it weighs him down so that he can barely move. David says, "I'll be fine like this." He takes 5 polished stones from the creek, carefully selected, puts them in his sack, armed only with his sling, with which we know from yesterday he killed a bear and a lion in one night in the same moment. And in comes Goliath, preceded by his shield-bearer with all the pomp and ostentation of Apollo Creed, coming toward the ring preceded by all manner of heralds, before meeting the Philadelphian underdog. And when they meet, Goliath mocks him for his youth, and David, unfazed, parries his verbal taunts, informing him of his visibly unlikely impending doom, and then proceeds to smite him with one stone, step on his lifeless corpse, and decapitate him with his own sword. Being young, excited, underestimated, and ambitious is a great thing. In a recent Atlantic article, depressingly entitled, "Your Professional Decline is Much Closer Than You Think," it was noted that people who rely on quick thinking and response in their chosen profession, finance, military, professional athlete, you name it, achieve their greatest heights well before the age of 40. That's the bad news, and can be depressing when, like the Olympic athlete, looking back on her career at 29 and wondering, what now? You sit at 40, 52, 62, 70, 82, and wonder, what now? Oh, to be young again. Or as one of you noted to me in an email yesterday, to be 13 again. Yes, Winston Churchill in an autobiography noted that 20 to 25, those are the years, and was mortified that he failed to gain a seat in the Commons before his 25th birthday. And yes, Churchill accomplished great things through Davidian chutzpah in his 20s, in the Boer War, and later in the Great War as First Lord. But when we think of Churchill, we don't say, what a hero he was for escaping the Boer POW camp. We say, he saved Western civilization in his late 60s and early 70s. Talk about a third or fourth act. The same article goes on to note that those of us who rely on a repositive experience, often called wisdom, generally hit our apogee of accomplishment in later life because we have all the tools to succeed. So if you are young, go for it. Be David. If you are in your midlife stride and prime, relish it. If you are wondering what next, be David. Be Winston. Never, never, never give up. If you will allow a moment of personal privilege, when I was young, I think it was 17, I had ambitions. Inspired by Churchill's autobiography and his words, 20 to 25, which formed the basis of my 6th form, or was it 5th form, English history term paper, of being the first American Archbishop of Canterbury by 40. Well, that's not going to happen. Thank God. I had my Davidian / young Churchillian fun when I was called by Baylor School in Chattanooga in my early 20s and given a blank check to start a rowing program. buy the equipment, build the boathouse, recruit the oarsmen. If I beat Macaulay in 4 years, we beat them in 3. And the girls whipped GPS immediately. And after 4, nunc dimittis, I went to seminary. My life was downhill from there, and thank God. I became a parish priest, helping people one person and the church one parish at a time. And now I am called at 58 to my new Davidian, later Churchillian-inspired act. And so are you. I am called to respond to God and the people of New York and beyond, to found a church and fellowship where we simply worship God and love each other in Christian fellowship. This in the face of rampant secularization in the mainline churches that far outpaces even secular American society, where their buildings and endowments give the false promise of things once delivered, which are now simply faded memories of days long past. The congregation is the people. The church is to worship God. Leave politics to the politicians. So be David. Slay the giant. Be Churchill. Save Western civilization. At least begin to figure out how you might. If you don't dream, you won't do.